Hey. How we feeling? Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? Number one chill spot in the building. Nice to see you, Instagram. Nice to see you, YouTube. Even though the YouTube's a little slow. A beautiful morning, man. We woke up super early today. About like 4 a.m. I was like, man, I forgot how beautiful it is to wake up at 4 a.m. To have the whole day ahead of you. It truly gives you that feeling that like you're in full control over the day. Like you had a head start. The amount of things we've already gotten done, I'm like, wow, we might as well hop on live stream and hang out for a second. We also got the reminder deck. Also, the reminder deck is back on sale, so you can go to that at jono.com. Let me know where you're at in the world as well. Let's see, we have Muhammad here. I see we have Ace here. I see we have Cindy here. Sarah, nice to see you. Bobby says, are you selling the reminder deck finally? We are. I actually have I have a bunch of shipments going out today. When I leave the studio here, I'm actually going to drop off a bunch. A bunch of you have been ordering, so thank you for tuning in and supporting. I'll probably pull out the reminder deck in a moment. We got Fran here. Oh, Fran, I got to send you a deck still. You have to send me a message so I remember. I totally forgot to send you that deck. I owe you a deck. I told you I'd send you a deck. We got California here, Chicago. Beautiful morning. Lupe about to write some morning pages. I was actually going to do some morning pages. And I have a remarkable that I like to journal in. And I pulled it out this morning and it was dead. So I got it charging right now. And then I decided to come on live stream. I was like, oh, wow, this is, hey, we got Monique who says she's buying right now. Shout out to Monique. I would have hit like an air horn alarm thing, but that's just not for the vibe right now. That's not the vibe right now. We got the UK in the building. Nice to see the UK. We're actually coming out to the UK in 2026. So all recommendations are welcome. Let me know where I'm supposed to go out in the UK. It'll be a beautiful. We're actually live on YouTube and Instagram. So let me just get situated right here. 1 second. Make sure you hit that like button if we're on YouTube. Someone just hit the dislike button. There's actually always somebody, as soon as I go live, somebody always comes and dislikes. It's like someone just hovers on my channel waiting for me to go live. Oh, never mind. They took it away. Nice to see little Ace here as well. Feeling good. We're feeling good. Today is the first day of October. How many months do we have left? We have October, November, December. That's beautiful. We're closing out 2025, going into 2026 pretty soon. How are we feeling about 2025 thus far? You know, I'm sure many of us set goals at the beginning of the year. Did those goals manifest? Are we on track? Should I open a new reminder deck? I think so. I think we should open a new reminder deck. Also, we uploaded a new podcast this morning titled Refuse to Lose, which I feel like that's the season that we're in right now. You know, some of us may feel like we're facing some big giants in our own life, some hills, some battles. At the end of the day, I made a rule to myself a long, long time ago, like back in high school. I told myself I will never, ever quit on myself. We may pivot, we may go down a different path. We'll change for sure, we'll grow, we'll evolve, we'll shift. But one thing for sure, we will never quit on ourselves. We refuse to lose. The story ain't over yet. I need something to open this with. The plastic is wrapped tight so it keeps it nice and secure. I need like a pen or something. If you're just coming into the chat, let me know where you're at. See that we had Tabitha here. Shout out to Tabitha. Hope you're feeling good, Tabitha. Hope the family's blessed. You're back in town now. Nice to see, nice to see. Back to regular programming. We're feeling good. We're getting into momentum. I would say this year, like for myself personally, it was definitely like a slower year than I initially intended, but it was a necessary year, you know? It was a necessary year. One of those inward growth years. Wasn't really too focused on the surface, but much more in the inner architect of our being. You understand? The infrastructure, you understand? Loving on ourselves, believing in ourselves, recognizing our abilities again, using our imagination for the future. Where is a pen? I need something to open this with. I want to open a new deck. We have Julie here. Nice to see Julie. Let me look for a pen. 1 second. Mic check. Lady Rose says it's been a challenging year, but a grateful year. I like that. Gratitude is our main attitude. Man, the plastic was wrapped tight on this one. Good morning. Oh man, we got more plastic on the cards as well. I forgot about that. We got a happy, whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Y'all know me. I like to say happy birthday if it's somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is it? I see a happy birthday to somebody, but I don't know whose birthday it is. Whoever's birthday it is, happy birthday. Happy blessed born day. Another year, another cycle. Someone said, what is a reminder deck? That's a beautiful question. The reminder deck. You can see me on the cover. I love that illustration. These cards offer 33 reminders to tap into the boundless potential we each have to expand and grow. Basically, if you've listened to my podcast over the years, many of the themes in my podcast, many of the principles that I live by, stand on, I put them into a deck of cards with illustrations. Every card has its own palette, its own hue, because every card is an individual. It's unique. We spent a lot of time on these. Every card is beautiful. There's me again, a little introduction card. All right. Every single card has its own picture. Every single card has its own design. Every single card has its own color palette. I actually hired 2 designers to work on it with me. So this isn't just some like Canva made affirmation deck. Nope. Nothing against those, but you know, I've seen a lot of like I've seen a lot of deck of cards that have like the same style, same aesthetic. And I could tell it was just Canva templates. Nope. I had an artist literally do 33 different illustrations. Right. And this is before AI. So it wasn't AI illustrations either. It wasn't made in a second. He drew every single one. Our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. I truly believe in that. That creating for ourselves is a healing modality, that a lot of times the confidence we are looking for is in the expression if we just take that step into it and we do it with the right intention. I always feel more powerful when I put my all into whatever I am doing. When I skip steps, when I rush, even if I get the results I wanted, I still know I cheated myself. And in that way, I know I've limited my power and my light. And I've experienced it. I've gone through seasons where I just did just enough to get by because I didn't really feel like going the extra mile was necessary. And I watched how my own power started to diminish. And then I realized, well, our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. We do what we do for many different reasons. But the main reason is, hey, it's self-expression. It's nourishment for our spirit, just like food and water is nourishment for the body. So it's very hard to keep a pure intention, especially with social media these days. It always sends you into this rushful spirit. Always makes you feel like you're not doing enough. I feel like that. You post a video and then you're like, oh my God, I need another video tomorrow and then another video. And you're just like, yo, I just want to breathe. Let me rest, But 33 cards. I actually have I think I have 20 decks I'm sending out today all over the US and the UK, I think. So shout out to all of you. Whatever you are going through, you are growing through. We are alchemizing every experience that we go through. Understanding that every season was never meant to break us, but to make us, that nothing is in our way, but everything is on the way. You know what I love is when you go through something that's very difficult, and at first you're in it, so you're fully feeling it. And then you get out of it and you're like, oh, okay, I'm just glad to be on the other side of it. I can finally breathe a little bit again. But you might still have some regret or you might still have some worry. And then as you go down the path even longer and you start to notice new things about yourself, a new strength, a resilience, a new perspective, you realize, wow, I'm actually happy I went through that. Man, I see what God was doing for me in that season. I couldn't see what was happening, but now I see, man, that was for my transformation. That's making the journey so beautiful. Again, every single card has its own illustration, its own color palette, even the back with a message. And again, these are many themes that you can find throughout my content, but really I created them just for an intentional practice. We need things that get us off the screens. You know what I'm saying? I'll be at home, drinking. I drink a lot of tea. Y'all know me. I drink a lot of tea. Y'all know me. But I'll be at home and I'll literally just kind of pull these out, lay them across my desk, and just look at them, And then each one will always bring up a previous story. Our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. Actually, I remember right before I kind of took my YouTube channel seriously, I was doing a lot of work for this other company, doing their marketing and video. And I was making a lot of money and I was creating a lot of stuff for other people, but I still wasn't doing anything for myself, for my soul. And although my bank account was growing and looking very healthy, just within myself, I just felt fully depleted. And then I finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to commit a day or two to doing something for myself, creating something that I really care about. And I went and I did that. And it was instantly I felt alive. And it reminded me that hey, our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. It's in being ourselves. It's in applying our gifts, our skills to the things that truly matter, because every single one of us has a gift. I truly believe in that. Even the Bible says that. The Bible says we all have a gift, which is beautiful. Another card, there is a new creation forming within you. I actually said that to my therapist the other day. I told her, I'm like, there's something that's brewing in me right now, and man, it's a different type of power that I can't put a name to it yet. but it's in me. You know, it's like a new seed that's been planted within your spirit. You're still watering it. Your belief in it is like the sunlight, right? It's like the nourishment that it needs. And your actions is like the water, but it has been planted and it will come into fruition. Whatever you are looking for, whatever you have been working towards will come into fruition at some point. As long as you just refuse to lose, you know? See, we have Buds and Mel's. Buds and Mel. See, we have Mel here. See, we got Dominique here who says, I will be purchasing. Oh, we got a squirrel right on my deck doing its thing. That's what's up. We have more people from the UK here. It looks like the UK is hot. And what time is it in the UK right now? It must be a good time for the UK. I know y'all like probably like 10 hours ahead of me in the UK, I think. I think you're like 10 hours ahead of me. That's a nice teapot, Brody. Yeah, this one's not bad, you know, like off top, it's not really like it's not something I would like be severely called to, but it was like $4. And once I brought it into the studio, I was like, oh, I do like it. So I'm enjoying it. It's not my favorite one, but it's definitely a nice little vibe. And it's actually quite easy if I'm here, you know, just to pick up, pour up. We're drinking some pu'er teas today. Actually, I'll show you the tea. It's literally like show you the tea I'm sipping on. Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Very potent. Very potent. If you're somebody who's trying to quit smoking, just get real serious about tea, because even if you get like really good tea, like some pu'er teas and stuff like that, and like do little tea ceremonies for yourself, you'll feel high. I'm not lying. I think in China they call it like chai chi. It's like when the spirit of the leaves of the tea is like giving you a euphoric feeling, and you're like incredibly calm and like, you know, you're centered, but like you feel, you know, they say the spirit of the leaves, and I do believe in that. Long time ago when I quit smoking, I just quit smoking. I started drinking tea, and it was like one of the best things I ever did, to be honest. One of the best things I ever did. You have an online store you recommend getting any tea from? I do have a friend. I'm going to shout him out. His name is you can find him on TikTok or Instagram. Pure Land Tea. Pure Land Tea. He's a real tea connoisseurist. He's got classic teas. And if you follow him in his TikTok channel and his Instagram, he's got a lot of very fun educational content on everything tea. So Pure Land Tea. That's Pure Land Tea. You'll find him. Besides that, I don't really buy my tea online. I always get it kind of like local. You know, every city has its own little local tea spots. Yvette says, I'm gonna copy you a teapot straight from Eritrea, bro. Hey, we would love that. Thank you. We would love that. You got the tea on tea facts. Someone, my buddy yesterday said beautiful. One of my I actually like that because my favorite word is beautiful. And then yesterday he was like beautiful. I was like, oh man, why did I think of that? That's so good.
Let it go, let it go.
That's fire. That's really fire. That's very good. That's very good. That's very good. It's October, man. What's the intention for October? My intention for October is early mornings and full commitment. I don't know, like we've been in like this different type of focus these past like couple of weeks. Haven't really been live much, but I've actually been in the studio like every day, just like recording and doing different things and making a lot of music and things like that. And October is feeling clear. October feels like we're birthing more clarity for ourselves. If you're searching for clarity, claim it. A breakthrough will come. You know, carve out that time for yourself to like really think through things and like meditate on it, and then just get into action and let your action reveal more of the process, because the magic is always revealed in the process. You know, we're nourishing ourselves properly. We have a lot more energy in this season too. Last month, I was overly tired. This month, I only slept like 4.5 hours last night. I feel like still booming with energy. Booming with energy. We've been steaming a lot of food, steaming a lot of greens, making sure we're not eating nothing too heavy, and we've been feeling very good. October is also my daughter's birthday. So I'm about to get her some gifts soon here. She's got to give me a list, but I actually already know what I'm going to get her. My daughter's so easy though. My daughter likes simple things. She doesn't even ask for anything expensive. Even like when I want to get her expensive things, she's like, nah, I don't want it. I'm like, you're like the Buddha, man. Ocean says October is for transmutation. I like that. Let me know what your October intentions are. Cher says getting my priorities refocused, make a plan. I like that. Refocused, refinement, reimagine, make a plan, stick to it. And the plan may change, you know, the plan may have to shift, but as long as we have a plan, we know where our energy is supposed to go. And then we're moving in the direction that matters. I like that. What other intentions do we have here? Let's see what Instagram is saying. Martina says, my October is for resetting after being drained on my job I quit. Getting my home in order and organizing life. Actually, I'm with you on that one. I moved into my home in April, and it's like coming together, but there's still so much I have to do that I've been ignoring. But you know, you kind of do it in chunks. You know, no need to rush it. But I was like in it yesterday, and I'm like, man, I really want to decorate this wall. I really want to figure out this corner because I'm not utilizing this corner right now. Like, we need to bring life into this corner. I really need to go find a rug. I've been kind of avoiding it just because I haven't been wanting to spend the energy on the decisions. But I think October, fall time, beautiful colors outside. It's a beautiful season to actually bring it all together. Make sure the home is fully feeling like a sanctuary, you know? We big homebodies over here. Sedona says, acting in the ways I want my best self to act. I like that. Sadiq says, focus was the word I prayed for last night. Got a lot of intentions. Sadiq says, I want to read and write more as well. Make sure that I'm authentically expressing myself. I think if you are expressing yourself, then you're authentically expressing yourself. Like, you are where you are supposed to be, right? Like, I don't think there's like a final destination of like final authenticity. Because even who we are today, like, will shift very much, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. So I think as long as you're just like in momentum of expressing yourself, you're always getting closer to like what feels authentic, because at the end of the day, like, it's almost like everything that I do is always just like not quite there, like the vision is fully never, 100% coming into fruition, but we know we are moving in the right direction and it's all coming together, and we're trying to enjoy the process. That's number one, because we know that the destination is in every step, right? We're truly coming back to that, and it's difficult because there's a lot of pressures and there's a lot of things that like cause us to rush and feel like there's not enough time. I was watching a video last night of this guy. He's like, there's only 2 years left until every creator gets wiped out. And I know exactly what he's saying. Like, I've actually kind of knew this a year ago. I'm like, yeah, there's like about 3 years left till these algorithms get completely messy. But we can't allow that fear to slide us out of our own alignment, We got to have faith. Everything is working out for us. Everything is working out for us. We already know that everything is going to be more than okay. Someone says, you always vibe out to great music. Yeah, I got good taste. Well, I got good taste if you like my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, my world may not be somebody else's world, but I love my world.
Peace. I like peace. Peace, I like peace.
What else am I looking for in October? What we seek is seeking us too. What else am I looking for in October? I want to probably like once a day, I'll have like this little moment where I start to like dwell in doubts. And like each day, that time duration gets shorter and shorter. By the end of the month, I want it to literally be like 30 seconds. 30 seconds. But like once a day right now, I'll like dwell in a little bit of doubts. Every day is like a roller coaster. You'd be full of motivation, hope, and then something happens. Now you're dwelling in some doubts, and then, you're going through the whole experience. The human experience is very interesting. But this month, I think one of the intentions is conviction in whatever we are doing, and commitment. Even if we don't have the whole vision planned out, just knowing that we are on our journey and every step that we take is illuminating the path for ourselves. Right? Every step that we take is illuminating the path for ourselves. 2026 is going to be a beautiful year. You got to claim it for yourself right now. 2026 is going to be a beautiful year. No noise, no distractions. The beautiful thing right now in my life is I have no noise. There's no distractions. Like literally, there is no noise. Someone said, who's this artist? So this is actually gonna be funny. These vocals is actually me singing, but then I changed the tone, and I changed the vocals, but I uploaded myself singing. We've been having a lot of fun with sound and stuff as of lately. I'm almost at the point where I can have full experiences completely copyright free. It's a beautiful thing. Someone says, it's crazy to me that you still experience doubt since I admire you so much. It's so human though. Let's dispel doubt this month. Well, doubt is just real, Like I often say, like when I am doubting myself or I'm doubting something, I try to look at it like resistance. Like when you go to the gym, why do you go to the gym? To experience resistance, right? Your muscles don't grow without resistance. You literally have to feel the pain. You literally have to push through that resistance. I see doubt in the same light. So if I'm experiencing doubt, it's actually calling me to reaffirm to myself what I believe in. So if doubt is saying you can't do this, it's actually asking me to say, I can do this, and to truly believe in that, right? So it's like my sparring partner, I just want to knock it out even quicker, But if you can actually shift your perspective like that, then you'll have like less of a negative reaction when you're experiencing doubt. You're like, oh, you want to spar right now? It's like your bigger brother. If you have a bigger brother like teasing you, and then you got to show him like, nah, like I know who I am. That's how I see doubt, right? It's like a tool. It's like resistance training for the mind. Like, how much do you believe in yourself? How much do you believe in what you're doing? And then the mind will be like, all right, you got this. I see you. All right, you believe in it. I got you. And you're like, yeah, that's right. I'm done with you for the day. You know? But being human, that's just what it is. You know, you go through all different seasons. Someone says your volume is low. To be honest, my levels on my streaming platform is showing that the volume is high. So I don't really think I can do anything about it. It might be your device. Might be your device. I also talk low. Like, that's like the highest I'll talk right there. But like, I'm a very low speaker. I lose my voice very easily. You know what I don't like? Like, I don't like going to clubs, or I don't like going to restaurants that are like super loud. Because like by the end of the dinner, if I'm with people, my voice will be gone. Like I can lose my voice very easily if I have to speak loud for a long time. I naturally talk just quietly. My grandfather too. My grandfather was like very quiet. The way my grandfather on my mother's side, he was very quiet the way that he spoke. So if the volume is low, I'm not sure, because on my end here, it's actually showing that it's all right. Someone said there is always noise and distractions. No. There's no noise and distractions in my life right now, being honest. Are you ever going to restock your carts? They're restocked. They are restocked. We're actually shipping out a shipment today. The reminder deck is back on sale. But once this stock is done, I probably will not be restocking. I will be retiring this product. So this is the last batch that I have. And then we shall just leave it as a piece of history. But yes, it is available, jahkno.com, jahno.com. And I'm even shipping them out myself. Before I had like a company doing it, but now we're doing it ourselves. Everyone says the volume is fine. I knew it was fine. I knew we good. It was your device. Let's see what Instagram is saying right now. Hello, Instagram. Someone says, hi, B-Day twin. Oh, are we birthday twins? Chelsea, when's your birthday? How do you know when my birthday is? Prove it to me. Instagram really has to change their live stream. I wish I could talk to Mark Zuckerberg or somebody. Actually, I do know people at Instagram. Someone says boxing with ourselves. I'm tired. I feel you. I mean, you don't gotta box every day. Callie says, hey, thank you. I've always wanted them forever. Yep, they are on sale right now. Back in stock, the reminder deck. 33 cards. A little mindful practice. Support you in your expansion. I can't doesn't mean I won't. Something I always tell myself when I'm clearly facing limitations is like, just because I can't do it right now doesn't mean I won't be able to do it in the near future, right? As long as I plan, prepare, and be patient, we can still do it. Sometimes the limitations is just giving us information, right? Hey, not yet. You're not ready for this yet, but it's time to get ready. Because once you get it, you don't want it to slip through your fingers, right? like they say a lot of people who win the lottery often lose all the money because they don't have financial discipline. They've never carried that many finances before in their life, so they feel like it's limitless. It feels like that when you got a lot of money. You're like, oh, it will never go away. Right? I believe in divine timing. I believe that we have everything that we need in this season to succeed. I truly do. It's one of my favorite cards because of the color palette. I've actually been, you know what's crazy? I never liked the color red before until this season. I've been really enjoying red. As you can see, I'm wearing red. And I was never a fan of red until like as of lately. I wonder why. It's a beautiful card. The back says, don't underestimate yourself, my friend. God has given you everything that you need to succeed. Sometimes all that you have right now is truly all that you need to succeed. You are ready to take the next step, right? You may not know what you need to do 10 steps from now, but we know that the destination is in every step. Alex here. Nice to see Alex. Hey, Heinz. I just wanted to say, oops, I lost a comment. It disappeared. Oh, there it is. Just wanted to say, been going through a lot and I listen to your videos almost every day and it really helps move me in the direction that matters. I love that. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm not glad to hear that you've been going through it, but glad to hear that the videos or the pods is of service at least, and you're moving through it. Sometimes to get through it, all you got to do is go through it, you know? We got Jarrell here. Nice to see Jarrell here. Lazy here, who says it's been a hard few months. It's like in a swipe, I lost my friend, my life, and my social circle seems to have broken down completely. I need insight. I mean, we all go through seasons like that. I went through that last year. Last year, we experienced 3 deaths. I experienced 3 deaths in 1 year. 2 grandparents. 2 grandparents and my daughter's mother passed away. So I know what it feels like just to lose so much on one moment and feel like you're being completely broken. Right. Earlier I said something and I actually did a podcast on it today. It's called I Refuse to Lose. Even when I was going through like all that loss, I kind of just surrendered to it. Not in like I'm losing, but like, hey, this is my reality right now and I'm going to feel it. I'm not going to try to escape or try to numb myself, but I'm going to experience it because this is the human experience regardless. Like I know every day is not going to have a cherry on top. And that's what I did. I actually took time away from a lot of my platforms because I had other things to apply my energy to. And I just focused on how I was living every single day, trying to be more intentional, trying to nourish myself, my mind, body, and spirit. I put a lot of my goals on pause. I said, you know what? I can focus on these things another day. And I just did what I needed to do. I rested a lot. You know. I even, sought out the right people for the right conversations to support me, you know. I prayed a lot, started praying a lot more. It kind of sucks how we start praying more when things are hard. I told God, I'm like, God, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to have a living conversation with you regardless. When I'm joyful, when I'm celebrating, and when I'm going through it. I'm going to keep that conversation going, regardless. And over time, like the heaviness started to drift away. I started to see the light again. But really the light was in believing in myself, knowing that a breakthrough will come. Like the Tao says, when it's a good day, you might as well enjoy it, because a rainy day will come. And when it's a rainy day, have some gratitude because a beautiful day is right around the corner. I always remind myself of that. When I'm going through something, I'm like, this is just a season. I will make it through. I remind myself of other like difficult seasons I've been in and how I was able to make it through that. And how after, like I hate to say it, but I was stronger, And sometimes those rough situations bring us either closer to ourselves, closer to God, or closer to other people. I don't like to talk about personal stuff much. And so I try to leave certain things out, but like, even what I went through, like I noticed like me and my daughter even became way closer, and we already were close, but it's like we even got closer through what we had experienced. And like for that, I was like, man, like this is very beautiful, So I'm sending love to you. I know how it is. Things can be very difficult, but you're going to pull through. You're going to pull through. Man, these are a lot of colors in these cards. Let me like show you how colorful this deck is. Someone says, hope you feel good, Heinz. I actually feel amazing. Like if I'm saying something that seems sad, just know that like I'm on the other end. I feel amazing. Of course, like I have like thoughts and like worries at times, That's just the love of a father. But I'm very good. Energy is booming in this season. We got Chelsea here who says, came from LG. My birthday is on March 15th, like yours. Oh, wow. We are twins. That's crazy. That is my birthday. That is my birthday. That's like one detail that like is out there. I like to keep a lot of details personal, private. I think like, I don't know. I just think like with the internet, like you need to know what you want to keep for you and what you want to give to the internet. I don't like a complete immersion of like both worlds like completely like collided, I like to keep certain things private. Also says the struggles you're facing today is giving you the strength you'll need for tomorrow. It is true. It is true. Oh. One second. My daughter's at school texting me something. If you want a deck of cards, it's at jahknow.com. That's JAHNO, jahknow.com. I have some cool. No, I'm not even going to talk about that. I do have some cool things I'm working on though. We always working on things. It just takes some time to bring things into fruition, but we got that patience. We plan, we prepare. My phone is always on Do Not Disturb, but only my daughter's text can come through. Beautiful. What time is it? 10 a.m. I got a couple more minutes. Light little conversation. No goal, just flow. No goal, just flow. Overdosing on the tea today. Like every day. Hey, nice to see Jay Prodigy in the building. Man, we haven't done a study stream in a little minute. I've been doing a lot of recording, so I haven't really been able to do a study stream. If for those of you on Instagram that don't know, sometimes on YouTube, we do these study and work with me streams where basically I turn on the clock for like 55 minutes and we all just work on our own different projects, whatever we have going on. Then we have a 5-minute break, a little tea, hang out, then we get back into it. We do a few rounds and it's just like a digital communal space to focus because there's so many distractions these days and so much noise. And sometimes a lot of us we're working by ourselves, or we're doing a lot of different things by ourselves. So it's a good way to have accountability, community. It's been very effective. There's been people who finished school during these study streams. Been doing them for like 2.5 years, I think. They've been very successful. We have more coming up soon. When are you usually live? I don't really have set times at the moment. I thought I was going to have more set times by now, but I'm not really ready for set times yet. I'm still doing some other things that I've been in a season where I'm really, every day I ask myself, what is the top priority? And I fully focus on that first. And then I also ask myself, what is the top priority for the week and for the month? So at the moment, the lives haven't been in the top priority. They're not even in the top 3. They will become priority again, like one of them, bringing them in. But we haven't had a set time, but we're just finishing up some other things that, just take a lot of our energy and we've been working on. But normally it is around this time, around 10 a.m. because that's kind of when I'm here. I've been here since like 5 a.m. but normally around 10 because that's how you can tap into multiple different time zones, right? Pacific, Eastern can all kind of tap in. Even in the UK can kind of tap in at the same time. So that's kind of how we do it. Are your cards available in Europe? Yes. I am shipping pretty much anywhere. Probably just not like Russia. I think like the shipping company I use just doesn't do Russia. But yeah, I actually sent we sent to Germany I sent to Germany this week as well. I think we sent to New Zealand as well this week. Where else did we send to? I think even South Africa I sent to this week as well. And then obviously a lot in America. So yes, I will ship out everywhere, and this will be the last batch. After this, I won't be restocking because I have new products I'm excited about. Heinz, have you been to Japan lately? No, that's like my biggest disappointment right now. Me and my daughter talk about it every single day. I think about it every single day. Anybody that knows I love Japan. I don't think I'm gonna get out there until either spring break or until next September. But I am planning on going for like 2 months. I would love to go next year, September, for like 2 months. And kind of just like be there for 2 months and just like enjoy. And I have friends there and stuff like that. And you know, I want to bring my daughter and just, you know, just have an experience in a different country for a couple months. Why not? That'd be a beautiful thing, you know. We got to give ourselves new experiences. We have to give our nervous system a new experience, right? Make sure we're not running in the same circles and orbits and cycles all the time. You know, make sure that we actually are believing in miracles in our life, that we believe in transformation, that even if our reality looks the same, that we know new possibilities are arriving, are fully capable of happening, you know? Sometimes we just got to go and just give ourselves a new experience. So I think, yeah, give me like 9 months or so and we'll be doing something like that. But for now, we're kind of rooted. We're kind of rooted where we are right now in Canada. It's not too bad. Canada has its own problems, as every other country, but for now, everything is pretty good. We got Toronto here in the building. Nice. Curtis says, you're my guy. Your videos always change my perception in a positive direction. That really, for me, is what in hindsight means. Like, obviously, I know that like in hindsight is a thing, but like in hindsight for me is really like a way of looking at the world. It's just a change in perception. I think that is just something I'm really good at, is like I don't really dwell in the negative too long, or I can really transform or like utilize any experience and just kind of like shift that perception. And I kind of just think that's obviously like what I'm naturally good at. I didn't ask to be, you know, it's just kind of given to me. So it's just something I share. As like we all have a gift that we get to share, you know. I think we have many gifts, but, you know, I don't even think we have enough time to explore all of them. We have Quebec here. We have Canada's in the building today. Canada's in the building today. Normally, Canada's not even in my top analytics. When I look at it on Instagram, my top analytics is New York, London, Nairobi, Nigeria, and I think South Africa. It's actually interesting, 3 Africa countries. And then New York and London. Canada's not even in there, but that's all right. Canada's actually a small country compared to America. We have Amsterdam here. We have Denmark here. Oh, nice. How do you stay grounded on a day-to-day basis? Well, I always focus on the fundamentals first, right? Like if I'm not feeling grounded, I always just ask myself, am I sleeping well? Am I sleeping enough? Am I eating well, right? Am I nourishing myself, right? Do I have at least a little bit of quiet time every single day? And am I moving my body? If those things aren't being done, then I don't even entertain anything else. I just get to that right away. Because it's like, how am I supposed to like analyze what's wrong if I'm not even taking care of the fundamentals and the basics, right? And then it's also just getting into action, you know, like having a intention and purpose every single day. Like knowing when I wake up what I have to do for the day, instead of waking up and just like, you know, if I don't have like at least a to-do list, you know, before I go to bed, it's very easy to wake up and just like wander and then like let the mind ask yourself, what should I do today? And then you think of all these different things you have to do. And then you're like, well, which one should I do? What is the most important? Then you procrastinate. Then you get worried that you're losing time. And then you're in a cycle, right? So it's just having a clear direction for the day, right? Even if you don't know the Grandmaster plan, it's just having a clear direction for the day. And again, the day may change, the day may shift. That's okay. But you have a clear direction. And then you're flowing in that direction. And if you have to move in another direction, it's okay. But you still have structure and you're actually flowing within that structure. But first, I'm always just taking care of the fundamentals. One, I stay off the phone. I am very resilient with my phone. Like I have an app blocker. I always say this, so this probably sounds so repetitive for some of you, but look, if I try to go on Instagram right now, even though I'm on Instagram, like live streaming, but that's through my computer. If I go on Instagram right now, I can't. It's blocked, right? Like it's blocked. Can you see? Oh, that's my camera now. That's my camera. Oops. There we go. Let's actually go here. See, it's blocked. Can't go. That just pops up. Let me actually try to click on TikTok. Oh, boom. Blocks, right? This is on. It says 100 million hours saved, like legit, you know? I don't find it's too hard to stay grounded every day. If I'm just like staying focused, I'm not going on social media all day, every day. I'm eating right. I'm moving my body a little bit and I'm having downtime, you know? I don't really find it too hard to stay grounded because the fundamentals are taken care of, you know? And I'm just like very aware of how I'm feeling. Like if I feel stagnant, I'll get up and I'll go for a long walk. Instead of just like sitting there simmering, scrolling social media, I'll just boom, go outside. 45-minute walk. Always does the trick. 45-minute walk. Long walk, boom. 45 minutes may sound long, but think about how long, like sometimes you could just sit on the couch and scroll and then compare ourselves and fall into cycles. So I'm kind of just very proactive. Like I don't really allow myself to like fall into despair too far. Like I'm very like, okay, no, let's make a shift. But it's all about the fundamentals, right? Like a month ago, I was feeling very tired. Energy was messed up. And I just realized my diet was off. I was eating out a lot, even though I was eating like still like healthy food out. I realized like, I don't know how they're preparing all these foods. There's probably so many like seed oils or different things that they're putting into there. That's just not good for the body. I don't know the quality of the food as well. Once I started like coming back and like cooking at home and just like, you know, just being a lot more conscious and intentional, boom, energy started flowing again, you know, feeling a lot better. And I was like, wow, it's crazy how like a micro shift can really change everything. Just in like what you're eating and drinking every single day and just how you're sleeping. And then boom, you have all the energy that you need to succeed. So it's really 100% in the little things, you know? And then I also just like create community in my neighborhood. Like I live downtown, so it's like a lot of different stores and cafes. And like I've just like made friends everywhere I go. So like if I'm feeling a little bit in a slump, I go outside, go to a cafe, bump into this person, go say hi to this person who owns this shop. I have a buddy, it's kind of like an uncle. He owns like an African shop. I'll go to him, like just like how you guys may come to my channel if you're feeling like a little bit low. I'll go to this one shop because like he's just great vibes and I'll just go hang out with him. And he always like says something that just lifts my spirit, you know? I'll be like, you know what, it's time to go. It's time to go see Omar right now. Go check him out. And then we have a nice little conversation and I feel better for the day. So it's really the little things, I feel like, for me at least. What advice can you give to those who are creatives feeling completely lost career-wise in their late 20s? I always feel lost. I think career-wise, I always felt lost. Like I never really imagined myself with like a single defined career. I've really just always kind of focused on the seasons I was in and always focused on gaining skills. And I think it's really interesting how when you follow your curiosities and your passions and you start to accumulate multiple skills and then how later they come together in unique ways. Like, you know, a lot of people may come into the live stream and be like, man, the live looks beautiful. Oh man, the live looks beautiful. It sounds nice. It feels nice. Well, like one of the first skills I developed was like sound production. And then I developed video production, right? And then I fell in love with like podcasts and radio. Then I learned how to speak. I had no idea I was going to bring them all together. And then other things, right? So like to me, there's this girl, her name is Sinead Bovell. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she's like a leading voice in like the AI stuff right now. And she says like we're kind of moving out of, we're moving away from careers, like especially with AI coming in, going to be changing everything, that like it's not really going to be a career ladder anymore, but it's going to be, everyone's going to be kind of a part of the gig economy. Like you're going to have to be an entrepreneur, even if you're not really that entrepreneurial. And you're going to have to find ways to unite all these different things that you're interested in, that you're knowledgeable in, that you have skills in, and then like bring them together in a unique way. And really that's like the magic. That's like what it is to be a creative, is like finding a unique thing that you can bring into the world that is of value for people, and then believe in it so much to the point that you refine it and you perfect it. But I was never like at any point like, oh, this is my career, this is what I'm doing. I always just kind of focused on developing my skills and following my interests and just being very resilient and working hard. That's one thing I'm not afraid of, is working hard. If I need to go into a season of like working 14, 15-hour days, I will. And as a freelancer, sometimes your life is going to be like that. But then I also have seasons where like I work like 1 or 2 hours a day. It just depends, right? But that's like the type of life I wanted. I wanted a life where it could ebb and flow. Right now I'm in a season where yesterday, I worked 14 hours yesterday. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. It's 10. I was at my studio here by 6 a.m. So I've been here for 4 hours. I already recorded a bunch of stuff. After this, I got to go drop off some shipments. And then after this, I got more stuff I got to do. I'll be working today till like 8 p.m. So that's going to be a 14-hour day. It's going to be like that for a few months, right? So like as a creative and like a freelancer, you have to have that ability to go all in, you know? You have to have that ability to go all in, because you don't have a security, you don't have a safety net, right? You don't have a company that's going to be like, hey, you know, like you're going to be here for the next 5 years. And as things are changing drastically, especially now, I would say right now, if you're creative, is like right now is when you should be going all in, especially with how 5 years from now, nothing's going to look the same in the world. Everything's going to change. And I would say right now is the time to like have financial discipline and to really perfect and fine tune your skills and adopt new skills that you need. Like that's my mindset right now. It's like, oh, we're all in right now on like many different things, not even just this, like other things as well. There's other things that we're learning, other things that we're building that has nothing to do with social media, but we're always making sure that we are prepared. Someone says, do you love your digital notebook? I would say the digital notebook is great. I love it, but I would say it's too expensive for how I use it or what I use. I'll probably never buy another one. So this is the one I'll have for the rest of my life, as long as it works. But I do enjoy it, but it's a little bit expensive. Okay, we'll do a couple more questions. I guess this is kind of like a little bit of a question vibe today. Someone said, believe me, you're missing nothing on the internet today. Yeah, I don't even know what's happening today. I'm sure there's things happening. That's the thing, right? Like there is always so much chaos happening every single day on the internet that you really do have to guard yourself from what you consume. Doesn't mean that like you're being ignorant and like you're not being aware, but like how much can you really consume on like a weekly basis, right? Like there's always a tragedy. There's always something politically to pay attention to or to be angry about. And really, I'd rather focus on like what I can do. Like, you know, I'll be like, okay, like what is within my control? And let me focus on that. Simple. What is within my control today? Let me focus on that. That's it. If it's not within my control, I'm not thinking about it. Simple. T says, I've run my own business and I've worked for people, and honestly, the uncertainty feels more worth it than working a job that sucks your soul day by day. At least you're working towards your own dream. Yeah, I just think it really depends on the individual and the personality. Like, I don't think one is better than the other. I really just think it depends on the person, right? Like, in many ways, working for yourself and having your own business or whatever, I don't want to say it's soul sucking, but it can definitely just like suck everything out of you. But like what you said, yeah, at least you're building something that is yours. But at the same time, like maybe you don't want to live a life where you're consumed by something like 24/7, because that's what it's like as well. I do think we live in a time where like, I think everybody should have like a side thing or whatever. Like there's just so many different ways to get it online that you can have a job and also have like a little side thing on the side and, be stacking cash away for a rainy day, which is super important. But yeah, for me, I had 23 different jobs by the time I was 21 years old. And so I learned very early that it wasn't going to work for me working at a job. And then from 23 till 27, I freelanced. And then I wanted a break from the freelancing. And then I took a job for another 2 years. And that job gave me a lot of flexibility though. So it kind of felt like a freelancing gig because I didn't have to like be there at a certain time. I just went whenever I wanted. I just had a certain amount of work to do and I just had to get it done. And then since then, again, I've never worked for somebody. So yeah, I've been actually doing my own thing for a very, very long time. It's definitely hard though. Tabitha says, I can confirm I just got laid off from my remote job yesterday. Always have another plan. Brittany says, I'm trying to figure out how to balance a side thing with my current job. Burnout is real. Well, I mean, if your hands are full, like by all means, I'm not saying that you should. Right? Burnout is definitely a real thing. Craziest thing is when my YouTube channel took off, one of the unfortunate things was I was actually already burnt out. I was just burnt out from I was working so much doing other things. So like, although I still like took the opportunity and ran with it, in many ways, I was also like kind of already burned out, and burnout is real. I've burnt out before in the past really bad. And it was almost like took me time to really bring myself back. So I am mindful of that. That's probably one of my negatives is that I can work myself into the pavement. But I think we've learned. I think we're wiser now. We know how to check for those signals and redirect. Okay, I got a couple more minutes. And then I'm going to record more stuff. Got Dr. Anna here who says, hi, I love the calm energy that you always bring. Yeah, I'm really just a chill individual. They want you to be afraid and on edge, but Jesus says not to be afraid. Smigo says, I agree. This setup is fire. Hope you're doing well, brother. Doing blessed. Malmar says, your streams calm me so much. Just wanted to tell you I'm actually having really bad anxiety because of my tomorrow's presentation that I don't feel like I'm ready for. Well, at least you still have time today to prepare. I remember I did this presentation or this talk for a company like 3 years ago. It was like in the pandemic. And I was like, I had so much anxiety about it because I was just like, it was so weird because it was like a financial company. They wanted me to like talk about what I talk about, but like to this like group of like finance people. And I was just like, I just did it because it was so different, I was like, I need to do something different. I need to do something that challenges myself and that's a little bit uncomfortable. And I remember just being like full of nerves. And then I just like practice. Then I got to the point where I realized there's no more I could practice. And I just had to show up and do it. And it went well. So I would say, take advantage of today and really prepare as much as you can. And then, step into it and hope for the best. But I'm sure a lot of the times once we're into something, we catch a groove, we catch a swing of things. Right. So you might not feel fully prepared, but you might actually surprise yourself. Someone says, I miss being so calm. What's not allowing you to be calm? Someone said, how was freelancing? What gigs did you do? Well, I did everything and anything video. You know, I did music videos, tour documentaries. I did weddings. I did commercials. I did like mini docs. I did promotional material. I did, video to video, 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 video. That was a long time ago. It's been a while, but yeah, man, I shot like any kind of video you can. What are your thoughts on friendships? What is important for you for a healthy relationship between two friends? I mean, obviously friendships are very important, right? We are social beings. I don't like all my friendships are very stable. Like there's never really no problems. I'm not gonna lie, like I think as you get older, like friendships kind of become more lower maintenance because like you expect less, like you have more of a foundation, but like you have your very own different lives. Because I had a child young, like my life was always very different from my friends, and I've always been really guarded with my time. So like a lot of my friends know like it's like a 20% chance that I'm like actually willing to like come out and do something, right? Because I just have other things going on. But for me, it's just like good communication. Like I love just hanging out with a friend and we could just say whatever we want with no judgment. Like every friend that I know knows that there's not a single thing that they could say that would like have me like judge them and like not be friends with them. Actually, I was talking to one of my friends the other day and they were like, oh my God, I just found out that my friend believes in the flat earth. I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. That's cool. And like, what do you mean? I'm like, what? It's like, okay, that's just their belief. Like, yeah, I'm like, it's a quirky belief, but like whatever. And they're like, well, like how am I supposed to be friends with somebody like that? And I was like, well, let me ask you a question. Like, how's the actual friendship? I'm like, well, they're like, it's amazing. I'm like, have you been there for each other? Like, yeah. She's like, yeah, for like 15 years. So I'm like, you're telling me this person is an amazing friend, but like you just found out that they have like a quirky belief and you're actually questioning about throwing the whole relationship down the drain? I'm like, you would just judge them for that? And then they just kind of had a moment of how like ridiculous they were. And to me, that's what is important in friendships, is that like, you're able to speak and know you're not just being judged, and like, and like everything that you build is like what you stand on. And I love being able to have like open conversations and opposing beliefs. I don't like friendships where like, if you have opposing beliefs, they're like, I can't be friends with you now. It's like, I don't want to be friends with you then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not like that. Like, I love people who are different than me. I love people who have completely different views of the world than me. Like I can sit with a friend and we could go to war on a topic, and then right after that, just like shake it out and hug it out and have a cup of tea. Like that's what I like in my friendships. It's just like not being afraid to like speak your mind and like say what, and just know there's no judgment, because there's already a love that was built. And most of my friends that I have now, like we've been friends for at least longer than 10 years, 15 years, pretty much. But they're very much like low maintenance, like, if I need them, they're there. If they need me, I'm there, but it's low maintenance, it's low maintenance. Someone said emotional intelligence is so important. Yeah, just being able to hold two different thoughts at one time is important. Knowing that like what you believe to be true and what somebody else believes to be true may be completely different, right? And you have to understand that everyone arrives at their own conclusion because of their own experiences and perceptions. And like sometimes it's hard for us to understand how someone arrived where they are, but we haven't lived their life, So normally if like someone has like a different belief than me, I'm more curious how they arrived at that, especially if I'm like super convicted in what I believe. So I'm like, oh, interesting. Like, how did we arrive at two different places? Now I'm actually just interested in what allowed them to arrive at that. And maybe I can learn from that, right? Or maybe I still think they're wrong. And then maybe I can like be like, listen, this is what I believe in, And I just like that. I like that. Like, I was talking to a friend the other day. He's in South Africa, my brother, and we were talking about certain things and we were having a disagreement. And then he texted me like the next day and he's just like, hey, I just want to I just want to make sure I didn't like overstep my boundary with what I was saying. And I told him like, listen, there is nothing that could be said when we are talking that would ever make me feel like some type of way. Like we can disagree wholeheartedly, like, because we have love for each other. That's just what it is. And those are the kind of relationships that I like. Those are the kind of relationships that I like, you know? When I see people like drop friends just because of like, oh, this person, I don't know, like has this belief, or this person is not religious or is religious, or this person voted this way. I know they're very divisive conversations, but I just think it's like, how can you throw away a whole relationship, a whole foundation over like something which is small to me, you know? Again, for those of you that aren't aware, the reminder deck is back on sale, jawknow.com. I'm very happy to have these back on sale. I will not be restocking these. So this is the last round. And I'm actually going to go drop off a bunch today at the post office. I think there's a card they're related to, kind of what I was saying. Right. It's better to be felt and not just seen. Those are the kind of relationships that I like. Ones that are being felt. I don't like transactional ones. Like, you know, sometimes in my life, I knew people just wanted to be friends with me for what they could get from me. You know, like back in the day, like a lot of people just wanted to be friends with me because they wanted to be able to get like a video. They wanted me to shoot a video for them or something like that. And I could tell the relationship was transactional. Or you experience it like when you're like high up in life, how certain people come closer. And then when you're going through it, or like, let's say like you lose some of like your status or whatever, and then they disappear. Those I'm like, oh, okay, you're transactional. I see how you are. I don't like those type of relationships, you know? That's why I always say our credentials are in our spirit. Like I could care less really about like how much money a friend makes. I could care less. I just like good conversation. That's like my thing. Do you still do videography? For people, no. I just don't have time. Like I have people all the time ask me, and it always creates enemies because people feel like when I tell them no, that like I'm like saying no because I don't mess with them, you know? And it's not because of that, it's because it's very time consuming, videography. Like, you know, let's say someone asked me to shoot a music video, very time consuming. It's like 50 hours. 50 hours. It's difficult just to stay consistent with what I do right now. Like there's no chance in hell that I just have a spare 50 hours to apply to somebody else's video project, and they're just not going to be able to afford my time. So I just don't really do projects anymore. I would have to be like super inspired, and there would have to be like a sense of like me wanting to do it. Like I have some friends actually in Japan. I was helping them with some of their marketing last year, but that's when I was taking a break from my own stuff. So that was the only time I kind of was doing some videography. And sometimes it is nice to work on other people's stuff and not your own stuff, but like it's a time thing for me. It's very difficult, very time consuming. Someone says how to have this set up. That's a whole video. Someone said that's the issue. Man, why is the comments always going up there? That's the issue today. We can't have different points of view and still have a civilized conversation. Well, we can. It's just some people can't. Like the people I have in my life, we can, you know? But I do understand what you're saying. There's lots that can't. But, you know, that will change. That will grow. That will change. That will grow. Someone says, so this isn't live. This is live. This is 100% live. If the thing says live, it's live. I don't stream pre-recorded videos. I actually thought about doing it, but then I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to mess up what live means, you know? So no, if I'm live, it's always live. No need to question. No need to doubt. Okay, y'all. I got like maybe like 3 more minutes, even though I've been saying that for 30 minutes. There's another question y'all want to get into. So we got April here. Nice to see you, April. Man, it's only 10:37. I'm like, man, we've done a lot today already. We got a full day ahead of us. How often do you go live? This is such a vibe. Right now I'm just really focused on I'm just developing some new products and stuff like that. Like we got the reminder deck again, but I'm doing some like digital experiences and stuff like that, and like I'm really putting all my energy to that. So once that's done, then I'll be live more consistently, but I don't know, a few times a week around this time, 10, sometimes noon, Pacific time, things like that. And they'll get better as we go. They'll get better as we go. Sometimes we just sit here and talk. Sometimes I'm more in like a actual, sometimes I really have something to say. Sometimes I don't. Shout out to Robbie. How you doing, Robbie? Have you been going live, Robbie? I'm actually launching a new creator community soon, Robbie. I'm actually working on it right now. Someone says, are you a photographer? If so, I'm trying to be as well. No, I'm not a photographer. Photography was something that I never really got into. I could take a picture, obviously, because I'm a visual artist, but it's not something I ever really got into. I love motion. I love movement. So photography wasn't like something I applied my energy into, but video was always kind of like my thing. Once I picked up a camera, I was like, video. I rarely even take pictures. My mom hates that about me. I'll go on vacation and she'll be like, where's the pictures? I'm like, oh, I didn't take any. I'm like, I got videos though. I got clips. You know, I'm not a picture guy. I don't even like getting my picture taken. I'm like, I'm just not a picture guy. Oh, I like that. Miss April says, get better. Oh no, we good. I miss your voice. We good. Oh, sorry, Instagram. I forgot the Instagram chat was here too. Where do you find your music like the one that you're listening to? Oh no, this is something, pretty much everything you hear now is like different things I made. So these are like Ethiopian samples and stuff like that. And like, if it's not like, it's either like, you know, something I chopped up, sampled, reworked, or it's like something from scratch. But most stuff that you will hear now is like something that I put together. Because, you know, Instagram likes to kick you off for copyright. If you play copyright music on Instagram, they kick you off right away. They do not play. I've also been super into like psychedelic Afro rock lately. I wish I could play my favorite album, but like for some reason, like that's like the vibe I'm in. If you watch my YouTube channel, if you kind of notice, Like my thumbnails right now have been like imitating vinyl covers, mainly because I've just been listening to like a lot of Afro rock psychedelics. So like in my mind and in my spirit right now, I'm in the 60s, I'm in the 70s. Like when I'm at home, that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm fully in that era, and it's actually kind of coming out through the things that I make now, which is fun. I'm actually going to go to a vinyl store today. I'm going to find a new record today. Facts. Renee says, perfect music to work out to. Oh man, don't remind me. I've been avoiding the gym for the last 2 weeks. I've been doing outside workouts, which I enjoy, like going to a park and doing some calisthenics, but I don't know why I've been avoiding the gym. Beautiful. Someone said, you inspire me to raise my standards. Standards with what? Well, life, you need to have high standards in life. And sometimes we're going to experience things just to realize our standards. Like, oh, I'm never going to allow that to happen again. Or I'm never going to accept no less than I give. Right? NFS fan says, I'm stuck in the 80s and 90s. The late 20th century is quite a aesthetic and vibe. Yeah. Right now I'm just like Afro psychedelic rock is like my energy right now where I've been. I love it. Kaw says Mac Miller. Yeah, Mac Miller's a vibe. I like Mac Miller. Mac Miller's very cool. R.I.P. Mac. Someone said, what's a country you feel connected to? Oh, I like that question. That's probably the best question we had today. A country I feel connected to is, well, obviously I always say Japan, but the one I actually feel the most connected to right now would be Kenya. So I went to Kenya like 2 years ago, and I don't know what it was about it, but like something about it just, I was only supposed to be there for, like my commitment was 3 days. YouTube sent me there for this thing I was a part of, but then like I stayed a week, and then on my way to the airport, I just felt like something like saying like you can't leave. So I just didn't. I just turned around. I canceled my flight and I stayed for a month. And still to this day, I feel very drawn to Kenya. Very drawn. Like an intuition, you know? So we've been thinking about that a lot lately. And we're going to be making some steps possibly in that direction. Not possibly, most likely in that direction. You gotta follow your intuition when you trust it, right? But I would say Kenya. It's interesting. I also just became a citizen in Jamaica, but I feel more connected to like, I'm much more interested in Africa than I am in Jamaica, even though I am Jamaican. And I also love Japan. I love Japan for like taste. Just going there to like feed my eyes and like experience things done well. You go to Japan and you realize like you just have no fashion. Like you go to Japan, you're like, damn, everyone out here just dresses so nice. You're like, yo, it's just amazing. Or you just experience different things, you know, everything's kind of done with like a next level craftsmanship. So I love Japan for that. But like, I am much more interested in Africa and Asia. Like that's my next chapter of life. That's where I imagine myself to be more often, is Africa and Asia, countries within there. I don't really have like a desire or a curiosity with the West. I live here, but I'm not really where I feel drawn to. You know, we're just here. So we'll see. Okay, y'all. Someone says tuning into your live is like going to Japan. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, I like that. I like that it could be like that. GP says existing to pay bills in the West. Yeah, my bills are crazy. And today's the first. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go home and pay a bunch of bills. Like, not fun. Things are expensive. I stopped at a cafe yesterday or 2 days ago, and they had like a black lavender latte on the menu. And I was like, oh, I want that. It was like $8, $9. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is black tea with oat milk. It's ridiculous. $8, $9. I'm like, this is nonsense. It was good though, I'm not gonna lie. I still enjoyed it. But I was like, $8 is crazy. Okay, what's happening next for the day? Have you been to Brazil? I have been to Brazil. Yep, when I was in Brazil, I went a long time ago. I went to Brazil while I was on tour with Sean Kingston. Unfortunately, he's in jail now, but I was on tour with Sean Kingston, so we went to like 6 different cities in Brazil. I was in Rio, went to Sao Paulo, spent about 3 days in Sao Paulo, really enjoyed Sao Paulo. And we went to some other cities that I can't remember. And I really liked Brazil. What I liked about Brazil was I felt like I blended in. Obviously, if I spoke, I didn't blend in, but just visually, I blended in. And obviously, the culture is just like so infatuating. And when I was there, I was like, oh, I could definitely. I actually had a visa. I had a 5-year visa for Brazil, a work visa, but I only went there once for that one tour. So, but I had a 5-year visa. That's obviously expired now. But I do like Brazil. I would like to go back and experience it again because it was a while ago since I went. It was quite some time ago. But Brazil is up there. Where have I been? I've been to Brazil. I've been to India twice. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to Kenya. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Puerto Rico. Where else have I been? I've been to... Where else have I been? Obviously, like different parts of America. I don't know where I've been. I think that's a lot of places anyways. Someone said, how was India? India was fire. India was really cool. India is great. I like India. India was a good experience. I went twice, so I went 2 different times. Never done the UK, never done Europe, which is crazy. So I got to do those. I've been to Kyoto, yes, I've been to Kyoto. Kyoto is really cool. Kyoto is nice, but I do still like Tokyo a little bit more than Osaka and Kyoto. Have you ever been to South America, Colombia? No. So just Mexico and I guess Mexico is not South America though, it's North America. Colombia, no, I haven't been. Just Jamaica, just the Caribbean. Okay, y'all. I got to get to my next chapter of the day. Oh, what happened to my screen? Nope, something happened there. I got to get to my next chapter of the day. Plus, these headphones are starting to hurt my head. It was cool hanging out with y'all. Very chill vibes. Very nonchalant. I'll leave the replay up on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. Again, the reminder deck is... Reminder deck is back on sale. Jahno.com, JAHNO.com. What happened to that screen? That's weird. Yeah. And yeah, I might be possibly back online tomorrow. We shall see. I'll let you all say bye to each other in the chat as always.
Just let it